EV, poker currency. Hello everyone, this is Cardmates with you. You can think differently, but in poker, real currency of decision-making is not money. In the real world, money is the approved by all currency, which specifically reflects the value of what we buy and sell. If I sell my car for $5,000, then I will get for it $5,000. If I make a transaction for X dollars, then I get or lose exactly X dollars. In poker, things doesn't work the same way, at least not in short term. You can make a raise, which on average will bring you $15, but specifically this time you lose $100, simply because of bad luck in this separate hand. So you lost $100 of real money, but you also earned $15 in EV. So what is EV? EV is an abbreviation of expected value, that is expected profit. This is what real currency is for poker decision-making. Since in poker we cannot control the monetary results of our actions in every concrete case, we need to introduce more stable and constant currency that would be not subject to short-term variance fluctuations. EV means the amount of money we win or will lose on average at a long distance thanks to our poker actions. Some game decisions will be described as plus EV, which means they will bring us money at long term. Other decisions can be called as minus EV, since at long-term distance with a large sample they will be losing. Players should try to maximize EV every time when they have to make a choice at the poker table. Therefore, all the tips in this video, that is all ranges, which I will recommend you to play in a certain way, all the adjustments for a specific type of opponent in individual hands and much more, will be aimed at maximizing your overall EV. If you take the situation as a whole, then luck in poker is not important at all. I don't care if you won money or lost in one particular hand, and I don't really care even about the monetary result after 10,000 hands, because the main thing is that I have plus EV at long term. Here's the gift. If at long-term distance of over 10,000 hands you show plus EV result, then you will have huge chances of making real money. That's what the expression "make money in poker" means. It is a long-term grinding, maximizing EV with understanding that sooner or later it will turn into real money. Now let's consider figure number 1. Let's imagine that in one poker session at micro-stakes I played 500 hands and all my made decisions showed result plus $8 EV. In the short run for this session, there can be many different outcomes, and on the figure is not at all visible how many different options can there be. In one day I can win more than $8, in another day less than $8. In rare cases, on such a short distance poker variance can play against me, and I will end up losing money. But at the same time, my EV is still plus $8, no more and no less. But real financial results will depend on luck. Fortunately for poker players, on an infinitely large sample of hands, EV will be equal to the money won, and you win your $8 and not a cent less. And on the very large but not an endless sample of hands, for example a million hands, we can expect our real results to come very close to our EV. The final result may still be a little bigger or a little smaller, but the difference will not be so substantial as it was at a short distance. That's why EV is the most important thing in poker. And from this moment, in each of your poker hand, you should aim precisely at EV and not for money. Money in poker means nothing at short distance, only EV matters. At the beginning of my poker career, I heard a wonderful phrase: EV is not yet money, but it is seeds of money that one day will rise and blossom. Thus, the text of all our videos is dedicated to equip you with everything you need to maximize EV in poker as much as possible. When your EV will finally turn into money, you can more than cover your cost for food and earn a lot more. Unfortunately, this can take a lot of time, and there will be periods when everything goes wrong. In the life of every winning player, there comes a moment when he dreams that it is EV that it's made the world currency instead of ordinary money. This occurs during periods of prolonged downswings, when a player cannot overcome variance and stop the black period of bad luck. I can't teach you how to win money on a distance of 1,000, 10,000 and even 100,000 of hands. Everything is decided here by variance, and its effect will weaken only with increasing distance. But what I can teach you is to demonstrate positive EV at a distance. Before moving on, I need to quickly warn you about one common misconception in terminology. EV is not the same as all-in EV. The first is the expected value, gain or loss, from any decision you make, regardless of whether it's about showdown. The second is your expected profit in those cases when the hand comes to the showdown, and therefore this EV applies only specifically to these situations. All-in EV is often compared to how much the player is lucky when going all-in. You need to understand that all-in EV shows a variance for only one type of situation. It does not take into account the player's luck in all spots that don't reach the showdown, so there is no complete picture of the game. Therefore, I recommend not focusing too much on this indicator.